All right, good afternoon. This is Peter Leinweber of DeepDishFootball.com and the Wing Report. Not the Wing Report, I'm sorry, that's done. Deep Dish Football USA. You can follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is CoachBigPeteFP@gmail.com. Feel free to ask any questions. Now, it's time for the Metro Suburban Conference preview for 2019. Just a quick reminder. Previews, predictions, they mean nothing. What is up is down, and what is down is up. Every year we live in a parody for high school football. Anything can happen. So, am I going to be surprised that there's going to be a couple surprise teams coming from the Metro Suburban? No. Red and Blue Division, anything can happen. So, let's get started. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete and Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I regain my email. If you like my work, feel free to leave a tip. I will have the PayPal link on the bottom of the video and on the bottom of the article. Okay, so main question: can anyone stop IC? I don't see it. I think it's going to be a tough one. I think the very closest team that I have in their division is St. Francis, because St. Francis, Tommy Rittenhouse led team, is a serious contender. Coach McMillan's got the Spartans playing well off for this season, but it's going to be a tough one. But I think IC is just too much, especially with the transfer coming in of Danny Cronin from Fenwick, one of the top quarterbacks in the state of Illinois. It's going to be a tough one to go against IC. But that division, my two top dogs are St. Francis and IC. Now, we get into the Red Division. In the Red Division, I have two top dogs: Elmwood Park and St. Edwards. Those are my two top dogs. I think Ridgewood could be in it if Ridgewood, again, first two games, Ridgewood pulls off those wins. It could be something great for Ridgewood High School. New head coach, who I think was one of the best hires in the state, Coach Walsh. He's going to get those. He's going to get Ridgewood ready. So, but personally, St. Edwards. I like St. Edwards. I like the quarterback, Hug, and Elmwood Park's quarterback, of course, Michael Strensky, and they're a good solid group of wide receivers and athletes at that spot. So, as we talk about Elmwood Park, and now let's go into the contender spot. Now, the contender spot to me, and this is a tough one for the contenders, and I really think Riverside Brookfield is going to be a surprise. Not a surprise. I think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think Riverside Brookfield is going to go deep in the playoffs. They got this athletic running back, Doherty. Two great rush ends as well for Riverside Brookfield, so I think they're a team to watch out for. Chicago Christian with Anderson. They also have they have a nice quarterback to keep an eye out for as well, so you definitely want to keep an eye out for them. Aurora Christian. Ethan Hampton, top quarterback for the class of 2021. There's another athlete who's highly recruited as well. But Aurora Christian is looking great again this season as well. And if they get into the playoffs and knowing their class, they could win a state title. No doubt about it. They're in a conference that's got, again, larger student populations than that, but Aurora Christian is another team to keep an eye out for. Ridgewood, yeah, I got them as a challenger. Bishop Mack, yes. Isaac Rudder is one of the players for Bishop Mack. Definitely a team to behold for Bishop Mack and McNamara. Solid group of athletes. Good linebacker core, two back up for Bishop Mack. So it should be interesting how Bishop Mack responds. But I consider them a challenger as well. Chicago Christian as well. They had a miracle season last season. They're going to have a good season this season. Again, their passing attack, I think, is going to be at the tops in that conference for Chicago Christian, so definitely a team to keep an eye out for. It's going to be a tough season for Guerin Prep. That's my personal feeling. Again, some of these teams are seeing a lot of my former team, Westmont. I think that's going to be very interesting to see how, just from me, my perspective, how they respond against Westmont. I think it's going to be easy for them. I think it's going to be an easy one personally. But there's going to be a lot of changing in the Metro Suburban Conference. I believe there's two more teams that are going to be added next season, if I'm not mistaken. I'm probably wrong, but I think there's two teams that are going to be added. But again, it's going to be very interesting for the Metro Suburban Conference. It's starting to look like that old Suburban Prairie Conference, white from 20 years ago. It's 20 years, not 10 years ago, 10 and 15 years ago. Very interesting spot. Wheaton Academy, Perez, they got a great little bit of a rush end. Good athletes on the outside. I think what's key is the quarterback position for Wheaton Academy. That's going to be huge. That's going to be a huge spot for Wheaton Academy. But besides that, who can stop IC? A game I want to see is IC versus St. Francis. That's going to be the deepest football game of the week. I would also love to see IC go against Rochester in the playoffs. That is one of my dream matchups. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. Coach Kraft gets his kids ready. And that's just one of the great coaching staff that IC has. But personally, I think, again, my surprise is that I talked about Riverside Brookfield. I really like Riverside Brookfield. Another team, I've talked about this before in this video, is St. Edwards. Do not skip a beat with St. Edwards. St. Edwards is a great team. They have a great quarterback. One of the best quarterbacks in that Metro Suburban Conference. Definitely a thing that you have to look out for. Bishop Mack, I think it's going to be a little bit of tough, but I think their ability I think they're going to get to 5 wins and get to the playoffs. That's just my personal belief. Elmwood Park, Michael Stransky. I think it's going to be another good season for Elmwood Park. I think they're going to miss a little bit with Martino, and they had another player that just graduated as well. But definitely Elmwood Park is, again, another team to look out for. Personally, I would also say with Wheaton St. Francis, when I talk about Tommy Rittenhouse, you also got to talk about Tyler Bishop, who's going to be a sophomore, a key athlete. Good offensive line, good group of linebackers as well for St. Francis. Definitely, Coach McMillan's got them ready for this upcoming season, and another top-notch coaching staff. So it's going to be interesting 2019. I see good. St. Francis good. It's going to be another division. St. Edwards, Elmwood Park, Ridgewood. Not Ridgewood. I think it's Ridgewood. It's going to be a battle with those schools. But should be interesting as we talk about the 2019 season. Can't wait for deepest football game of the week between St. Francis and IC. Make sure you follow Coach Big Pete at Deep Dish Football on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. My email is coachbigpete@fp@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.